tell us a bit more about, the industry itself? What are maybe some of the things that distinguish it from even the rest of Latin America, for example? Because we've learned like each country is quite unique. So it'd be great to hear what makes Chile special.
I think that it makes Chile very special is that we are a small country. We don't have so many developers like now. Our association only has at least 35 associated companies. But what is very interesting in comparison to other countries is that, for example, Chile has it has like a very specific type of brand in their games. Our games are very specific in what we do, but they are very recognizable between other games from other countries. Of course, other countries develop great games, but Chile has a very particular history with specific companies and games specifically. For example, Chile, we have the team of Ace Team that has created, for example, Xenoclash, Rock of Ages, those very wicked and very special type of games. But also in Chile, we have companies like Dina or Behavior, that companies that work in very big projects. For example, I don't know if you know, but for example, Fallout Shelter, the game was a big successful mobile game. Mm-hmm. One part of the development was done here in Chile by the team of Behavior Chile. That company sadly closed 2 years ago, if I can remember, 2 or 3 years ago. But the team of that company now has a new type of company that is Giant Monkey Robot. So we had a lot of experience in different types of markets and stuff like that. So Chile, in that specific like features that we have is that we, even if we're a small country, we have not so much companies or bigger companies. Our products are very special, and they have make a specific like a specific print in the game industry in comparison to others. So that makes a difference between us and other countries and stuff like that. But I think Latin America has a very interesting catalog of games. And Chile is one of course, of them that we have expressed games that are very particular, or very specific, or very niche type of games.
But even so, with potentially 300 people or something working in the industry, but there's more than 300 games that have already been produced. Yeah, so that ratio is quite interesting, actually, that it's a very small number of people, but the amount of games that you guys have actually released is quite high in comparison to how many people are working, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because in Chile, as we showed you before, we have developed a lot of mobile games. So that is the explanation why we have so many games, because we also in Chile, we have very fast development cycles, like 1 month or 3 months of development, and we are still like moving very fast with some small projects and stuff like that. So that is maybe the explanation why, but also it's like, okay, Chileans, we work very hard and very fast with our games.
No, it's interesting.
For example, for smaller studios, I guess that's not something that is just a Chilean thing, that a lot of smaller studios actually do project on the side to actually help finance the actual game development. But is there, how many studios in Chile do you think can actually live from producing games only without doing anything on the side?
I mean, in the last form we sent from the VGChile to our associate companies, at least 53% of the companies are working full time in the industry. So I believe that at least half of the industry is working full time in the industry. The issue is that more related about how they earn the financement of the companies, like where we got the money to stay alive all these years. And of course, at least half of the industry works trying to have their investment from their own pockets. Like there's a very personal project in mind. Or they trying to do these part jobs that they have. For example, one company that works in this specific area, and they have this subdivision that works in game development. Mm-hmm. And of course, there are other parts of other companies that are working with what we call here fondos concursables. That is called public funds. And a lot of companies try to use that kind of funds to try to have a first investment. And of course, then when they want to different fairies like, I don't know, like gamescom, like GDC and stuff like that, they search for another part of the financement part to continue the project. But here in Chile, at least, like if you do a comparison like 10 years ago, now it's more easy to start a company, and if you're very organized, if you try to do the more professional way to how to structure a company, because that's the biggest problem. It's not about to develop games in Chile. The problem is more like all the legal stuff and how you can organize a company here in Chile. That is that a lot of people don't know more about. But you can develop games in Chile, but you have to learn. You have a process of learning, like, okay, how I create a product, how I create all the process of trying to make the product be viable to a specific type of store, how I contact the publishers. Like, if you pass all that process, then you can be living by video games. There are companies that have more like 15 years in development here in Chile. So it's more about how you organize,
like
and
a
how
steep learning curve to understand how the whole system works, basically.
Yeah,
so it's not just
because
about
also
making the game.
Something very important is that, okay, we all have dreams to develop games, but we also need to learn that we are selling products. It's quite cruel to listen that way, but you have to create a balance. Yeah, you not only giving something that is from your heart, mind, or more, but also you're creating a product. So you have to bring the balance to, okay, I have to sell something, but also want to share and give something to the public that they want to share, have fun and enjoy. So this balance is the thing we are trying to learn here in Chile.